Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to Centennial Senior High School for tonight's boys basketball game.
You want to ride home with your brother?
You're Centennial Cougars. At this time, I invite you all to stand and move all ahead here and face the flag. We're playing the national anthem.
It's a frigid evening outside, but inside we should have a hot time in the old basketball barn tonight as these two teams, the Centennial Cougars hosting the Spring Lake Park Panthers, and we should have a good one here tonight.
Yep, it should be a competitive matchup. It's unfinished business for Spring Lake Park. Last season, they were upset by Centennial with the scores they had from last season, and they're looking for getting their get back.
Yeah, it should be a good one tonight. I'm Nick Walsh, Malik Mitchell with us, and we've got two good high-scoring teams and two good high-scoring players within these two teams, as we should have a great matchup as two players that are on the team, Nolan Myron for Spring Lake Park and Jackson Dreesen, the senior for Centennial, both of them very, very good scorers. Let's talk about Nolan Myron for Spring Lake Park first.
Yep, Nolan Myron, an ascending on this team, taking the void of Brock Rummy from last season, who averaged 26 points. He's in this season averaging 18. He had 28 points against Blaine last week and 18 for the week prior. He's just a guy that's leading the troops with his new squad. Now Dreesen, 24 points a game. He's an experienced starter coming back. He had 35 at Osseo. He just came back from suffering a tailbone injury, but he's still out leading the troops as he returns back on the court.
Coming up next, we'll have more from Centennial. Spring Lake Park and Centennial coming up next. A cat clash here in Circle Pines.
Apple core or potato peels. That leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels.
Stop treating us like garbage.
Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Back here at Centennial, a couple of youth teams getting introduced here tonight. And on the main show, Centennial coming into the game 7-7 on the season. Spring Lake Park 8-6 overall. Let's get you the starting lineups for both of these teams. First for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, again 8-6. Coming off an 82-66 loss versus Blaine. As they've got Jason Eagle, Ty Nelson, Cal Spencer, Aaron Jepson, the 6'10 junior, and Nolan Myron, the aforementioned leading scorer for the Panthers. Centennial, Marshawn Carlvin, Max Johnson, Kellen Binder, Jackson Dreesen, and Tristan Hansen. 4 seniors and a junior for Centennial. And Spring Lake Park, there's Oliver Major, second-year coach here for Spring Lake Park. As lost 90% of his scoring last year. We'll talk about that a little more as we get into the broadcast. And a different face here tonight. That's Matt McCabe. He's the interim head coach for Centennial. Spencer Waldvogel is out for this evening. He's on the injured reserve going into tonight. So Matt McCabe, the interim head coach, filling in for Spencer Waldvogel, the fourth-year head coach for Centennial.
Yep, both teams looking to rebuild and find some consistency this season. And as you see, we're already pulling off a new trick with the interim head coach.
As we are set to go, Tristan Hansen to take the jump for Centennial against Aaron Jepson. And we're underway as Centennial winning the opening tip. That's Marshawn Carlvin, the 5'8" senior. Here to start things off on this first catch clash between these two teams as Hansen, strong to the basket, gets its own rebound, and now Jepson the rebound for Spring Lake Park. Cal Spencer lead from the top of the key, and now here's Jason Eagle, one of the few scorers left on this team from last year. And there's Myron, top of the key. He'll drive in off the glass and good.
Defense is going to be very vital for both teams. We're going to see some high scoring, but defense will be the deciding factor for who comes out on top here tonight.
Talked about Myron and Dreesen. Whoever gets the big game, we're probably going to see good, strong offensive showings from both of those teams, but whoever has the big game is going to put his team at a good advantage here. As this is Dreesen at the top, guarded here by Myron. And the lob inside to Kellen Binder, the turnaround. It's his own rebound. That's 3 offensive boards for Centennial, but they have nothing to show for it. Here's Spencer. Off to Eagle, averaging 9 points per game. As the fall away here by Aaron Jepson for 2, and it's 4-0 in favor of Spring Lake Park. And a 3 on the other way by Dreesen is no good, but the putback by Tristan Hansen is first points of the game.
Centennial really dominating the boards here early in this matchup.
Yeah, that was another offensive board. 4 offensive rebounds so far for Centennial. Here's the 3 by Myron, and it's good. That's 7 points already on the board. 5 of them coming from Myron. Underneath, Dreesen back the other way. Off the back iron and no good, but it'll stay with Centennial. The ball out of bounds will stay here. Centennial coming off a 76-49 win over Assumption on Saturday. A team from central Wisconsin came in. 19 on the shot clock as Carlvin loses it, goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Spring Lake Park basketball.
Got a chance to talk to head coach Oliver Major. He said he's looking for the guys to be more scrappy, as you saw in that play, and to make plays, and that would help them kind of win this game here tonight. Be more scrappy and make plays.
Man-to-man defense here for Centennial, but a wide open Eagle is open. Can't make the 3, and Hansen picks up the rebound.
That's the second guy that left open, wide open here.
Carlvin trying to dribble his way through. Now Hansen is open in the corner for 3. It's no good, and it'll roll out of bounds, and another turnover here going the other way. Spring Lake Park basketball. Opening minutes. The early goings to Spring Lake Park. Mentioned in the pregame, they lost 90% of their scoring from last season. So far, I've found some in terms of Myron with 18 points per game. Also, 3 other players averaging at least 9 points per game. Here's a 3 by Myron again, and it's good.
Myron. I'm going to expect a lot of that here tonight. Like I said, he's coming off a 28-point game from last week.
He's had at least 16 points in every single game this season. Dreesen pulls up. Can't find it. And Nelson the rebound for Spring Lake Park. 8-point lead here early. Now Spencer swinging it around. Myron, why not? Heat check. Going to be short. And a foul is going to go against Myron as Carlvin got to the spot first.
Centennial has to do a better job of protecting the perimeter. They're just leaving guys open, and Myron is taking full advantage of that.
That last one was about 24 feet, however. You're going to be open most of the time when you're out there. As Dreesen will bring it down. Nothing yet so far for Dreesen. Averaging 24.2 points per game. Here comes Hansen, the drive. He gets his own rebound. Can't get the putback. Max Johnson now swinging it underneath for Binder. And a foul. That is 7 or 8 offensive rebounds, and Centennial has yet to be able to score off of any of them.
Yep, a great drive by Hansen. She just couldn't finish, and with the boards, at least they can draw the foul on that one.
Foul is going to go against Aaron Jepson. The first is good for Binder, the 6'4" senior, averaging 6.8 points per game. That breaks a 6-0 run for Spring Lake Park. Two of 2 from the line there. Some pressure there from Johnson, and he gets the steal. Here comes Dreesen. Nice dish underneath to Binder for the layup. Dreesen has yet to score, but a nice feed there to Binder.
Yep, they're doing a good job using everybody, playing with their team.
Here's Myron driving too strong off the glass. And Hansen picks up the rebound. And a foul is going to be called. And that's the second foul on Myron.
Yep, great defensive board by Centennial. You can see they're gaining confidence as the game is progressing.
With the rebounding on both sides of the basketball for Centennial has been really superb. They've been able to control the boards on both sides. When Spring Lake Park has missed here early, they've been able to limit it to one shot, and then they've had several on the other side. As Carlton drives in and scores.
He just took advantage of that shot. Wide open, he just went for the floater.
Centennial matching the 6-0 run of Spring Lake Park with one of their own, but Kevin Spencer breaks that up and scores, and it's 12-8. Good back and forth action so far here early in Centennial. Hansen trying to get it back to Dreesen, now does. Hansen's not afraid to pull up for a three-point opportunity there. Instead, getting inside to Binder. Now back to Hansen, and too strong off the glass.
Spring Lake Park going with that zone defense, making them work. They're trying to gain control of that defensive boards.
Here's Eagle for 3. That's not going to go. Spencer thought about it. Now back to Nelson at the top. Sawyer Thompson is into the game. He replaced Myron, by the way. He's got the basketball now. 5 on the shot clock, and the 3 is up and good.
Centennial still having a hard time leaving guys open for beyond the arc, and they're making them pay for it.
Johnson swings it around. Hansen lost it for a second. Now goes in and scores. Little finger roll there for Hansen, who's got 4.
Thought it was a double, but it was a nice take by Hansen. Like you said, a beautiful finger roll to finish it.
5-point lead for Spring Lake Park. Reversal here to Thompson again. And now back out to Eagle. Eagle not afraid to drive and score.
Eagle just strong arms that one. A football player for the Panthers. And you saw the muscle he went on that one.
And they lead by a touchdown here, 17-10. And a foul is called underneath. I think they're going to get Jackson Dreesen with his first foul of the night. Colin Welch checking in for Spring Lake Park, and also Zach Espinoza for Centennial. 0 and 0 checking in for the two teams. Jepson lobbing it inside to Eagle, and Eagle touched every part of the rim before dropping. He's got 4. And the lead is 9. That's the largest of the game now. They did have a 10-2 lead early. Espinoza weaving his way in. They've been able to find the hole in that zone defense, right kind of in that middle there.
Yep, Centennial targeting the paint. However, Spring Lake Park still continue their rhythm.
That's out of bounds. A little bit of a bump from Carlvin, no call. And Centennial forcing the turnover.
Yep. Broadcaster's jinx, right?
It's what we're best at, especially on the free throw line. Close defense here by Welch. As Carlton gets all the way to the glass and good. He's got 4 points.
Carver, a speedy guy. He's also on the football field for the Cougars.
Played in the football all-star game at the end of the season for Centennial. Lead is down to 5 here for the Panthers. Turnaround shot no good. There's Hansen on the backside. Centennial was able to cut it to 2 at 10-8 earlier. And here's Dreesen trying to do just that. And he's having a hard time early finding the bottom of the basket as Welch brings it up. 5'9" junior guard, now Nelson. Nearly a turnover there. Eagle had to go down to the shoe tops and trying to find the cutter underneath, and now a whistle. Ooh, he stepped out of bounds.
Spring Lake Park kind of going cold with those turnovers. And as you said, Jack Dreesen, he's coming back from that injury. He's still got to find his footing within this game.
Had a bit of a tailbone injury for a couple games. Working his way back in now. 19-14 the score. Spring Lake Park has led throughout. Dreesen will bring it up the court this time. That's Espinoza, thought about the 3. Now Hansen. Inside to Espinoza, good cut, and the foul!
Espinoza using his height and the physicality on that one to draw that end one. Centennial starting to figure out ways to utilize the paint, even with Spring Lake Park transitioning into that zone defense.
Yeah, that was a great cut by Espinoza and a good find by Hansen. Free throw is up and good. And we got a whistle and a timeout called here with 9:48 to play in the first half. Just a 30-second timeout. As Centennial's pulled it back to within 2 on a 7-0 run. Nice run here, and again, like you talked about, finding that seam inside the lane and finding some easy buckets inside.
Yep, Centennial coming off a 1-game winning, and before that they're on a losing streak, so being back at home, getting Dreesen back into the rotation has given them a nice rhythm. However, Spring Lake Park is still up. They're also on a 3-game losing streak. Like you said, they're coming off a tough loss against Blaine, so it's going to be an interesting matchup here tonight.
Yeah, Spring Lake Park beat Blaine fairly substantially earlier in the year, but lost 82-66. They did the same thing against Centennial last year. Centennial beat them 69-64 here at Centennial. Later on in the season, Spring Lake Park won the other side by about 20. So it's kind of the same scenario that we're seeing here this year.
Yeah.
As Spring Lake Park with the basketball up by 2. Nearly to the halfway mark of this first half, and a steal. Johnson with the basketball for Centennial. Jacob Hosfield into the game now for the Cougars as they try to take their first lead or get the tie. Espinoza in the corner. Up to Hansen. Not about pulling the trigger for 3. Instead, we'll try and dribble into the trees, and the shot is up, no good. Tipped it around, and the rebound pulled down by Welch way out near the 3-point line. Into the corner, Spencer for 3. That one doesn't go. They've been hot from the outside, but this time Dreesen with it.
Yep, those shots you got to make them pay if they're going to leave you that wide open.
Here's Hosfield back out to Dreesen for the lead. No. And the rebound by Hosfield. They'll go right back inside to Dreesen. He just can't get it to go, but gets his own rebound, throws it back up, and he will go to the line to try and score for the first time tonight. More than 9 minutes. He has yet to score, but he'll go to the line for a pair.
Yep, he's having a tough night. But hopefully the free throws, for the Cougars' sake, could get him back in the groove.
Ooh. Rim not kind to him on that first free throw. He'll have one more as Brett Pullman, 6'3" sophomore guard, checks into the game for Hansen, who will get a break. And the second one won't go, but Hosfield fights for the rebound, doesn't get it. And now we got a whistle and a foul. They're going to call Hosfield for a foul against Welch along the sideline.
It's got to be tough to experience, you know, not scoring yet in this matchup, especially when you're the guy for the Cougars.
We have seen Dreesen over the years he's been fairly consistent this year, but in the past, streaky, where he'll have no points in a half and 20 or 25 in the next. And that one nearly thrown away. It is thrown away. Hosfield's got it. Dreesen's got a lane. He's going to take it all the way, and a charge is called.
Man, he is just having a tough time in all aspects right now.
James Pelkey drawing the charge there. You can see here, Pelkey does beat him to the spot.
Good choice with the Euro step, but you got to clear that body or they're going to call it every time.
And so Dreesen will come out of the game now. So our storyline of the night was Nolan Myron and Jackson Dreesen.
Yep.
And both of them were on the bench as Myron checks in. Dreesen comes out as that's another turnover for Spring Lake Park.
Yep. Nolan Myron still doing his part as we covered earlier. He's got a few buckets. Dreesen can't buy a bucket right now. Now he'll take a breather on the bench.
Still 8:19 to go here in the first half. We'll see if bringing in Myron with this much time in the first half pays off for Oliver Major. Here's Hosfield trying to cut it in. Now kicks it out to Espinoza. Hosfield again. Game and catch between Hosfield and Espinoza with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Hosfield. Back to Espinoza. And traveling is the call.
A good call. Spring Lake Park being more aggressive on defense, yet Centennial isn't. They're not scared to continue to attack the paint, as you can see. But the spin there, yeah, that's a travel. That's a mental mistake right there.
Like maybe you got caught up on Jepson's foot there in the process too, which may not have helped the matter. Here's Myron with the basketball, trying to find a lane. Good defense by Centennial, and they have the rebound. Hosfield's got it. Double team inside. Hosfield looking for a lane, and now they'll reset. Harlvin going inside. Espinoza, nowhere to go. Now back out. Johnson for three. Well off the mark. The rebound here by Spencer. Spencer had to battle through some traffic there and goes all the way in and scores. Nice aggressive move there.
Yep, defense pays off, and that's how you finish it.
Transition basketball there for Spring Lake Park. They have a 4-point lead. Harlvin and now Johnson will reset. Trying to find that middle again. Now back out to Espinoza for three. Off the mark, but another offensive rebound for Centennial. Boy, they must have 10 offensive rebounds here in the first half.
Yep.
Carlton loses control and a turnover.
They look kind of confused there and just not on the same page with each other like they were at the start of the game.
Another sophomore coming in. Wes Kukkonen will see action for the first time tonight. 5'10" sophomore. He'll replace Pullman. Good tempo to this one. Back and forth action here. 6.5 to go, first half. Here's the lob inside, too deep. To get it to Pelkey, and now a turnover. Spring Lake Park's been kind of hampered by turnovers as well.
Yep, great look to Pelkey. They saw that mismatch right there, but just couldn't get it to go.
Here's Kukkonen. Carlvin again. That zone defense again. Into the corner now for Johnson. Nearly a travel there again as Kukkonen. His three won't go, and this time a rebound to Spring Lake Park as Myron's got it. Nearly another turnover. It is another turnover. And here comes Carlvin. Nice feed off to Espinoza, but he had it blocked from behind as Myron got a piece of it. Myron's on the run, going all the way to the rack, but no. And Kukkonen pulls down the rebound.
You know, we've seen a whole lot of transitions, but also a whole lot of misses here.
Into the corner here. Yeah, we have seen some good moves, but we've seen some misses as well here for sure. As this one inside to Espinoza, he can't get the pass, and he's going to get called for a foul.
Spring Lake Park being stingy, keeping guys out of the paint. You can see Centennial trying to get looks from the three, but ultimately you got to make them.
There were a couple of moments where Centennial really was able to take advantage of that zone defense, but it seems like they have not been able to do the same thing the last 3 or 4 minutes as they've stagnated out a bit. They had that 7-0 run, get to 17, but we've kind of stagnated on both sides, to be honest here.
Yep.
As Myron thought about pulling the trigger again, instead over to Eagle. Back out now. Spencer will try another 3, and it won't go, but following the shot is Welch offensively.
Welch is just all over the place. Wherever that ball goes, he just attacks it.
Good swing pass to Eagle, and he'll hit the 3. Jason Eagle averages 7 points, 9 points a game. He's already got 7.
At the senior forward, you'll usually see him in the paint. But hey, sometimes a big fella can get a couple threes, right?
And all of a sudden, back to a 7-point lead, but Binder the answer. Good feed inside. Centennial's been able to find some passing inside, been able to do some nice work there to find the open man inside. Back to a 5-point lead. Wild shot there, and it's picked up by Hansen, who's back into the game for Centennial. Here's Kukkonen. For Binder, tries to find his way, but finds himself double teamed. Here's a 3 for Kukkonen, and on the weak side, no, but another turnover. Unable to gather himself was Cal Spencer, and it'll stay with Centennial.
Another miss from that left side from Centennial, but
Centennial's had a lot of opportunities here. A lot of offensive rebounds. They haven't been able to take advantage of a lot of them. As Kukkonen will try another 3. This one won't go, and the rebound by Eagle. 24-19. Myron. 3 off the pass. No good. Hansen, good position inside.
both teams going cold from the 3, just trying to figure out how they can get that bucket.
This is one of those games where you just feel one team's going to get hot here, and all of a sudden this is going to go from about a 3 or a 5-point game to about a 15-point game. It's which team is it going to be? Here's Johnson for 3. Yes! Max Johnson, his first points of the game, and it's a 2-point game, 24-22. Back the other way is Welch, and Hansen's going to pick up the foul, but good transition there by Welch to get down the court quickly. Hansen didn't have much choice at that point.
Yep, Welch uses his speed to go downhill.
First foul of the half for Tristan Hansen. Just 5 fouls on either team, but as we mentioned, Myron with 2 for Spring Lake Park, Dreesen with 2 for Centennial. And the first one is good for Welch. Nelson will check back into the game as Myron comes out, and probably with the 2 fouls get him out, keep him safe maybe for the next couple of minutes. Second one is good for Welch, and it's back to a 4-point lead. Full court pressure here shown. Soft pressure by Spring Lake Park. They'll back it up. Darlvin tries to accelerate now for Kukkonen. Gets the screen from Binder. Kukkonen pulls up. Shot is no good, but a nice tip out by Binder to Hansen. Another offensive rebound for Centennial. Kukkonen will try again. That one's no good. I think he has missed 4 or 5 threes right now. I think he's 0 for 5. Back the other way is Nelson. Under 3 minutes to play here in the half. Nelson looked open. Now Eagle is open, and he'll try the 3. That one won't go. Kukkonen the rebound.
You can see the Panthers try to be smarter on offense, trying to get the open looks, but it comes down to making the shot when they arise.
Here comes Hansen. Tries to get inside, finds his way inside and scores.
Hansen, good follow-through step, 6'5" forward.
Hansen now with 6 in the game. Centennial trails by 2, and that's a travel. Another turnover as Spencer stopped and then just kind of kept sliding.
2-point games. The Cougars are trying to find any and everything to find some momentum to get back in this game and take the lead.
Hosfield back into the game now. Arlvin inside. stopped, kicks it out to Hansen. Not about the 3, well defended there. Johnson now, less than 2 minutes to play, first half. It's a 2-point game. Johnson, and there's going to be a foul called as Kyle Spencer reached in.
They're going to call it every time. Once they see those hands kind of fire in, got to be more disciplined when it comes to those.
20 seconds on the shot clock as Johnson will inbound to Binder. Binder, nice feed inside there. Kristen Hansen ties it on a slammer. When we're all tied up at 26.
That got the bench fired up right there. A great pass and dunk by the Cougars.
As Eagle now with it, slings it inside, and a foul is going to be called, and the basket's good.
And that's how you respond. Eagle was with a mismatch, with Carlvin and saw the open man driving into the paint. The type of looks you want to see.
I wasn't sure if they were going to call that foul. It was a very late whistle. It was after the shot was made. You heard the whistle late there, as this is a 3-point play opportunity for Ty Nelson. That's his first 2 points of the game, and make it 3. Pullman will come into the game. Hosfield back out with 87 ticks to go here in the first half. Again, Spring Lake Park showing that pressure defense coming up the court now. Carlvin will back it up. But that defense coming way out along with Carlvin. Now Binder tries to get it inside for Pullman. Moving the ball quickly. Cross now. And Hansen had to take it away. And they're going to get a foul on Hansen as well. And that's going to be his second and the 7th against the Cougars.
That's just great hands by Spencer.
Hansen didn't know, wasn't sure whether to shoot or pass, and he kind of got in the middle there, and that allowed the play to take place. He initially looked like he was going to take the shot, and Spencer just knocked it away, and then active hands there by Hansen, and it's 30-26. One more coming here for 5'11" sophomore, and 2 for 2. 5-0 run here for Spring Lake Park after Centennial had tied it. And now another turnover. Here comes Nelson. Nelson trying to feed it inside, and a little too fast on the play as Nolan Roach unable to hang on to it. Another turnover for Spring Lake Park. 47 on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock. Johnson, bounce pass inside to Binder. Binder out to Espinoza now for 3. That won't go. This one a race to the bench. And it's going to be Spring Lake Park basketball. 26.9 left on the game clock, so the shot clock will be off.
Spring Lake Park forcing the Cougars to beat them from the 3. And they keep missing the open opportunities they do get from the 3, so it's been difficult for Centennial in gaining a rhythm.
Myron comes back into the game now. Calvin Coppersmith will come into the game. Primarily a defensive player for Centennial, and he will guard Myron. Height advantage here for Myron, 6'3" versus 5'9". Myron has it. 13 seconds. Off to Eagle. Right back to Myron. They'll reset. Espinoza on him now. He lost the basketball. Binder's got it. 3 seconds to go. Coppersmith nearly traveled. Throws it out of bounds. It was touched by Spring Lake Park. 0.8 of a second to go. And now Jackson Greason will come back into the game. Check that. That's Brett Pullman, sorry. I thought Greason might come in with less than a second to go for a final shot opportunity, but no. Myron will come out, not to pick up that potential 3rd foul in the last 0.8.
Cougars have a chance to put up a shot.
Here's the lob into Pullman. He doesn't get a shot on. The lob goes in, but he had to reset once he came back down, and so it will be Spring Lake Park with a 5-point lead at the half. 31-26 our score. We got a good one here from Centennial.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Spring Lake Park leading by 5 as we are set for the second half. It's been a good one so far. Closely contested, but Spring Lake Park has led all the way, and they were able to set this up early with a pair of Nolan Myron three-pointers to get things going early in the game. There's the first. Let's take a look at the second. Right over there. Good swing pass. Myron with 8 points here in the first half, but Centennial was able to keep pace. Here's Marshawn Carlvin with a nice move inside to get a bucket. As Carlvin with 4 in the first half, and then good passing here. Hansen getting inside to Espinoza. He'd complete the three-point play, and Centennial maintained close. Nice drive on the other side by Cal Spencer, who's got 9 points. And then Max Johnson was able to hit a 3. That was the only three-pointer in the first half for Centennial. And then some more good passing inside. Tristan Hansen with a big jam there. That tied the game, but late run here for Spring Lake Park as Ty Nelson laying it in, picking up the three-point play, and Centennial trailing at home over Spring Lake Park. Right now, 31-26. As we take a look at the second half, one of the big storylines, obviously, you see Nolan Myron with 8 points. Our other storyline was Jackson Dreesen. He did not score in the first half. He leads the team with 24.2 points per game. He has yet to score, and he is on the floor after having 2 fouls in the first half.
Yep, that's got to be tough, especially when he's your leading anchor. However, Centennial is still focusing, playing their game, and finding their spots in the paint.
We're glad you're joining us tonight. Nick Walsh along with Malik Mitchell. Ted LaRue pushing all the buttons, making us sound and look good here tonight. As Myron starts things off quickly with a pair. And it's a 7-point lead here for Spring Lake Park. Quickly in the lane is Carlvin. He had that shot blocked, and here comes Spring Lake Park. A turnover there. Quickly up the court. Spring Lake Park led by as many as 9, but a turnover, and that plagued them in the first half.
Yeah, that's a simple turnover you don't want to make.
And there's Tristan Hansen. Didn't use the backboard the first time, did the second with different results.
And they're back with the boards, dominating from the glass. That's something Spring Lake Park is going to have to limit in this half if they want to keep their lead.
Here's Spencer with the basketball. Reversal around now to Myron. In double figures now with 10. And now back out to Eagle, trying the 3. And Hansen hustling it down in the far corner. What's Centennial got to do to get back into this one?
Keep playing their game, finding their spots in the paint. Dreesen, obviously, him getting back on track will help the Cougars.
18 on the shot clock. There's Binder. Dreesen still scoreless. Back to Binder. And Binder driving in and scoring. He had 5 in the first half and had the pair there as well, and it's a 3-point game. Back-to-back buckets by Centennial has pulled this back to within a 1-possession game, but a long 3 is good. Nolan Myron, his 3rd triple of the game.
Just when you think the Cougars are setting something up, the Panthers and Myron just does something that sucks the life at what it is they just did.
5th 3 of the game for Spring Lake Park. We mentioned just 1 for Centennial in the first half. As Dreesen will go to the line, Ty Nelson picking up his first foul. Dreesen 0 for 2 from the line in the first half. And that is the first point in the tally for Jackson Dreesen.
You know, we saw him throwing up shots at the half. He made about 9 in a row. Yep.
10th one was going to go down too, but another ball hit it, knocked it out.
It's always the interference.
It's like watching Jimmy Chitwood in the middle of Hoosiers when Gene Hackman goes to try and talk to him about potentially playing in the game. He hit every shot until the end. The last shot went out. 5-point lead here for Centennial, and a near turnover. Nope, that's going to touch the line. One more dribble. Hansen could have saved it. Spring Lake Park has led throughout. Centennial tied it once on that Tristan Hansen slam, made it 26-all, but Spring Lake Park scored the last 5, and now here's Eagle getting inside for the bucket.
Jason Eagle with that mismatch, just strong arms. Carlvin with the simple bucket.
9 points now for Eagle and a 7-point lead for the Panthers. Lob, and Getting his own rebound was Carlton. Now the step back three on the way for Dreesen, and it's good. First triple of the second half for Centennial. First made field goal for Jackson Dreesen in the game.
After those free throws, now he's starting to pick up a little rhythm.
Sometimes the shooter just has to see it go through once, and it's a different game after that. Here's Nelson with the drive. Here's Dreesen with the 2 fouls. Kind of trapped in there as Nelson gets the bucket. I want to pick up a foolish one inside there. Early in the second half, here's Dreesen again. Hansen backing his way into the block. And can't get it to go as Myron gets the rebound on the weak side. Here's Myron throwing it in for the bucket and the foul.
Myron just seen to find the net more times than not. It's been hard to kind of contain him.
Well, he had 8 points in the first half, already 7 here, and even bigger yet, that's Dreesen picking up the foul. He's got 3. And add the extra, he's got 16, but 8 of them have come in the first 3 minutes, and now Myron will pick up the foul. So both Myron and Dreesen with 3 fouls. Dreesen did stay in the game. We'll see what happens with Myron here. Budding storyline for later on in the game for sure, with both leading scorers starting to get into foul trouble here. Johnson the pass to Hansen got deflected, but Binder is there. Swing pass across now to Dreesen. Why not? Back to Johnson. Good ball movement by Centennial here as Hansen. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Trying to weave his way through, puts it up and won't go. Myron the rebound. Quickly up the court here to Jepson, and he'll get it to go.
Hansen trying to force something that's not there, but how about that transition? It looked like he almost missed that one or tried to dunk it, but
this is the biggest lead of the game now for Spring Lake Park. It's an 11-point advantage. Still 13.5 to play. And Carlton can't get that one to go off the side.
the last couple floaters he's done, he can't really get it to drop for him.
And a little scoop shot there by Spencer won't go. They're getting inside, but they're not finishing for either team. Myron is guarding Dreesen right now. Carlvin open inside, goes inside to Hansen. Little finger roll will go, and a timeout is called as Hansen now with 12 points in the game. That breaks up a 7-0 run. And let's take a look as we have a timeout on the floor by Centennial, a full timeout called. And let's take a look at the three-pointers here in tonight's game. We talked about Myron. He had 2 early ones in the first half. First one there, the second one off a nice feed from Cal Spencer. That gave them an early 8-point lead at 10-2. Now coming in across the inside-out game, Cal Spencer hitting the triple. And Myron from practically Spring Lake Park hitting that one.
Yes, Spring Lake Park attacked really early from the 3, and they've continued to do that. That's why they have the lead that they have. You know, as far as defensively, they really got back aggressive, and now they've kind of let up, and Hansen has really taken advantage of that.
And so Centennial calling the timeout off the basket, trying to draw something up. Again, if you're just joining us, head coach Spencer Waldvogel on the injured reserve list tonight, so likely watching from home. As Matt McCabe, the interim head coach for tonight. And right now, trailing by 9 currently. Full court pressure here out of the timeout for Centennial, but it'll back off. to the top here. That's Gibson. And now Sawyer Thompson into the game, and he finds a seam inside and scores. First points of the game for the 6'1" junior Sawyer Thompson. Back to an 11-point advantage for Spring Lake Park. This is as large of a lead as they've had, and we've got a whistle away from the basketball. It's going to go against Sawyer Thompson, who just made the bucket. Third team foul against Spring Lake Park. Centennial with only one. Off the inbound, a three, and that missed everything.
Just when you thought he was creating a little bit of a rhythm, he does that.
Tough night so far for Dreesen. He's got 4 points, now a steal here, and all the way to the basket, and they'll say a clean block as Kukkonen went in, thought he had a wide open lay-in, and that was knocked away. Let's take a look on the play, and yeah, I think it was. Ty Nelson
barely hit the ball there. Great hustle by SLP.
Didn't take much, but just deflected away. It might have actually been after Kukkonen left it go off his hand. Well, we've got some conversation here. Scorer's table back to ready. Hansen feeding away high off the glass and good. Hansen, opportunity for a three-point play.
Great commit by Hansen. He's been having his way. Great layup just off the top of the glass. He's been filling the void that we thought Dreesen was going to be here tonight.
Yeah, Hansen's got 14, pending the extra point. Myron with 16 for Spring Lake Park. And make it 15 as Hansen hits his first free throw of the night. 8-point game, and now some aggressive full court pressure here for Centennial. Thompson has it. He'll try a three on the other side, and here's Centennial with a chance to cut into this lead. It was down up to 11, I should say, now down to 8. And there's a steal. Spencer against Kukkonen, and Kukkonen fouls from behind.
Well, it's a speedy guy. He just got his hand in the passing lane and went all the way with that one.
You see, that's the pass, and Kukkonen there trying to atone for the pass, and he commits a foul in the process. Colin Welch will go to the line. Chance for a three-point play to push it right back to 11. Hosfield comes back into the game as Welch hits the extra, and it's back to 11. Hosfield in the corner for Dreesen. And that one won't go either. Just a tough night offensively for Jackson Dreesen.
Got to hand it to him, though. He continues to shoot, tried to get something going. Tried to contribute to the team here tonight.
Just 4 points in the game. Had 35 a couple of games ago against Osseo. Centennial trailing Spring Lake Park by 11. Centennial being aggressive now as Hansen will take it, and another slam. Second jam of the day. Now back the other way of the bucket. Welch again with the bucket. And now the tip. Hosfield has to go get it. Here's Dreesen pulling the trigger again, and that one's going to go. Second triple in the second half for Jackson Dreesen. Well, we've got a timeout on the floor with 10:44 to play here in the second half. And a timeout here by Spring Lake Park. That's their first timeout. Just a 30-second timeout. Let's take a look again. Here's the steal by Hansen and the second flush of the night. And then Dreesen able to light the lamp there with the triple. Those have been the two throughout the season for Centennial that have led the way offensively. Dreesen 24.2. Hansen just a shade under 16 at 15.9. And those two have to both be on for the Centennial team to be able to win games like this.
Yep, even though Dreesen has been cold tonight, he continues to shoot, as you can see, eventually they're going to start dropping for him.
Nolan Myron, meanwhile, we talked about it in the pregame. He's scored at least 16 points in every single game. A model of consistency. He's right at that mark right now. 16 points tonight so far for Spring Lake Park with a lot of basketball left.
Yep, has been focal from the three and also creating some shots around the perimeter. And he's a guy who's in foul trouble right now, but continues to be a leading factor for the Panthers.
Nearly a turnover. Spring Lake Park's been able to hold on to the basketball a little better in the second half than they were the first. Not nearly the turnovers. Is Nelson driving, and he can't get it to go, but underneath is Pelkey. Kicking it out. The three on the way for Thompson. That won't go. And pulling down the rebound is Hansen. Dreesen off to Hosfield. He'll try for three. Yes! Jacob Hosfield, his first points of the game. And it's back to a 5-point game. Opportunity here as the ball stolen away. As Johnson with it. A chance for Centennial to cut it to within one possession. Spring Lake Park has gone back to man-to-man defense here in the second half, and that one's off the glass and good. And Dreesen will go to the line.
You know, we just talked about this, how Dreesen could go cold in the first half, and the second could just come alive, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. Great and one by Dreesen.
No points in the first half. He's got 9 here in the second. Second foul of the night for Pelkey. Eagle will come back into the game for Pelkey. Myron back into the game as well. Espinoza into the game now for Max Johnson. Free throw is good. Dreesen in double figures, and it's a 2-point game. This is a 9-0 run for Centennial. Here's Myron. Couldn't pull the trigger this time. The feed goes inside the shot. No good for Jepson. And the ball is picked up loose. Hansen couldn't get it. He might be hurt. And now down on the is Jepson on the other side of the court.
Had a great look the first time, didn't get it, and then it came back with Welch, and great assist, and then dropping it that time.
Hansen seems to be fine. He looked like he was a little slow getting up, but he looks fine now as the pass goes to Dreesen. Now swinging it the other way. Here's Hansen for three. That won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Spring Lake Park. Centennial has been able to get just close enough, but they haven't been able to get over the hump. They've tied it. They pulled it to within 2 or 3 a few times, but Spring Lake Park has been able to answer every time. They lead now by 4. Less than 9 to go. Myron will take the drive, and that one's knocked away, but picked up here by Jepson, and he'll hit.
Jepson started to make a couple buckets.
A 6-point lead now for Spring Lake Park. Jepson now with 6 in the half, 8 in the game. Carlevin passes into a double team, and Welch with the basketball. 2-on-1. Welch will go all the way to the rim and score.
Just a simple mistake by Carlevin, and Carla Welch is taking advantage of that every time.
Back to an 8-point lead for Spring Lake Park. Now the zone again for Spring Lake Park. They went to a man-to-man for a few possessions. Now back to the zone. Here's Hosfield trying to find a spot, and he does. He's got 5.
And that's why they're going to the zone, keeping guys like Hansen and Hosfield out of the paint, but right now they've got energy.
Ends a 6-0 run now for Spring Lake Park. Welch now to Eagle. 18 on the shot clock. Eagle against Espinoza. Good defense there by Espinoza. Now back to Myron. 9 on the shot. Oh, he nearly traveled with it. Got rid of it. Spencer with it. 3 seconds left. And a whistle and a traveling violation. That was good defensive possession by Centennial.
Yep, and that's always tough when you continue to pivot on that one as you take a look here. Nice defense by Carlevin, not leading too much. Good stop by Centennial.
There's Espinoza now in the corner for Centennial. Trailing by 6. Dreesen waits for the clear. Guarded by Myron. Now inside to Hosfield. Reversal now to Carlvin. Inside to Binder. Now Hosfield finds a seam inside, can't get it to go, and can't get the rebound as Welch pulls it down. Chance for Spring Lake Park to increase this back above the 6 that it already is. And the timeout's going to be called by Spring Lake Park.
The Cougars trying to fight and claw their way back in this one, but Spring Lake Park refusing to give up their lead.
This will be a full timeout for Spring Lake Park. So we've got a good next few minutes. This has been a back and forth effort. Spring Lake Park is led by as many as 11, but the Cougars have battled back a number of times. And you see here, this was Tristan Hansen on a steal after it was 11 points. It was 50-39, but they were able to claw back a bit. Here's Jackson Dreesen hitting a 3. He's got a couple of them in the second half that has helped to keep the Cougars around. And then Hosfield with a 3 as well, as they've been a little bit warmer from the outside. And then Dreesen driving in. Good aggressive play to get the and one opportunity there.
Yep, we've seen Hansen, we've seen Hosfield and Dreesen coming back alive in the second half. It's just amount of limiting mistakes and taking advantage of SOP's mistakes.
Well, in the first half, that's kind of what it was both sides. We saw Spring Lake Park turning the ball over, but it didn't seem to hurt them. Centennial had a lot of opportunities, a lot of second chances with offensive rebounds. They weren't able to take advantage of them. So both teams were kind of doing things but not taking advantage of the other team's mistakes. And now in the second half, we've seen better rebounding by Spring Lake Park. We've also seen fewer turnovers, and so it's kind of balanced out again. And here we are with a 6-point lead. Panthers leading here with just about 6.5 minutes to go. As Myron, every time he touches the ball, you got to watch for him. Yes, there's the fall away. That one not strong enough, and Centennial a chance to trim into this lead yet again. Dreesen playing with 3 fouls. He'll pull up. Nice pass back to him, but can't get that one to go. And the long rebound in the corner now for Jepson. It's a good back and forth there, but Dreesen unable to hit. Spencer looking for a seam, and then Myron now. Back to Spencer. In and out and in and out and back out again. That touched every part of the rim twice, I think. Espinoza now with the basketball, down to 5.5 minutes. As Hosfield hit a 3 from the corner earlier. Now back inside to Espinoza, backing his way in. Now back to Dreesen for 3. That one is in and out, and the rebound pulled down by Eagle. The feed will get intercepted by Binder. And then a little bit of a forearm shiver there as well. Dreesen will try again. This one is good. Third 3 of the second half for Jackson Dreesen, and it's a 1-possession game. A timeout called here. And so with 5:07 to go, Centennial takes their 3rd timeout of the game. They have 2 remaining. Spring Lake Park with 3 remaining as we see this last play after the Binder interception. As Dreesen, nothing but net there, and we've got ourselves a 3-point game. And you look at Jackson Dreesen, no points in the first half. He's got 13 here in the second half, and that's why Centennial's in position potentially to take this lead late.
Yep. He was cold in the first half, but those kind of shots matter, especially what we're seeing right now. They're only down by 3, but they have to continue playing their game and attacking the paint, because that's what's been working.
And for Spring Lake Park, Myron, we talked about, he was consistent. He got 8 points very early in this second half. Has been kind of quiet since.
Yeah.
Spring Lake Park with the lead and the ball. They have led throughout. There's been just 1 tie in the game. That was at 26. Wide open underneath is Myron all alone.
He was putting his hand up. Hey, toss it, I'm open.
As the lead grows back to 5. He had the entire lane. Now a way out 3. Long 3 for Dreesen won't go. And a chance for Spring Lake Park to expand this back out. Spencer is going to drive all the way in. Little strong, and the rebound pulled down by Hansen.
Easy take, but you got to finish those, especially in the crucial moment like now.
There's Carlvin driving in. The dish off to Binder, and he's fouled on his way up. He'll go to the line. Jepson will pick up his third. Nice feed inside by Carlvin, finding Binder. Third foul on Jepson. And one more now for Binder. Binder's got 7 in the game, 5 in the first half, just 2 in the second. One of 2. Make it a 4-point game. On the feed inside to Myron again, and he frees himself.
The Panthers have done a great job figuring out their mismatches and taking advantage of them. That's what we saw there.
2 of the last 3 possessions, Myron's been able to get inside for the score. 6-point advantage for the Panthers. Grayson thought about it from 25. Carlvin will take it from 25. And Hansen is able to tip it. Eagle comes down with it. We've got, I believe, a jump ball. We do. And it's going to stay with the Cougars. Nice fight there from Tristan Hansen.
That 3 from Carlvin, that's kind of the shot you don't want to take, especially late in this one. Only 3 minutes left, and you're still down by margin. You kind of want to create better opportunities.
Still with plenty of time on the shot clock, too. You had some opportunities there to move the basketball around, but they'll keep possession. Here's Binder. Now back out to Carlvin. Nearly lost it. 15 on the shot clock. Dreesen now. Tight defense. The pass goes inside to Hansen. Now back out to Binder, and Binder lays it in. Hansen, a nice play there. He was going to lose it and was able to pull it back out and kick it to Binder for the basket.
Hansen and Binder, 1-2 punch in that paint.
Quickly down the court is Spencer. Here's Myron with it. The cross step across, and the block by Hansen. Chance for Centennial. Here's Carlvin going all the way in. Scoop shot will go in.
Ho, how about that? Razzle dazzle with Carlvin.
First points of the second half for Marshawn Carlvin. It's a 2-point game, and they're going to get Dreesen on a foul near midcourt. That will be 4 on him. Just the third team foul, as you see the block there and the pull down there by Hansen. He's been big around the basket on both sides, offensively and defensively.
Yep, the 6'5" definitely utilizing that height.
Here's Spencer again. He's been able to find his way inside. And now Myron closely played. Oh, on Johnson.
And that's a close call, Nick.
Yeah. I think that might be active hands. Close indeed as we take a look here. Well, he did get some arm there.
Yeah.
And the inside feed to Eagle. Back out now. This is Jepson. 13 on the shot clock. Spencer looking inside, now goes out to Myron. 7 on the shot. He'll take it from the logo. No good. And the rebound by Binder. They've got a chance to tie or take the lead. Here's Dreesen with it. He's going to go all the way in. He lost the basketball. Jepson knocked it away. And a timeout called. The game is moving a little bit too fast here at times. And a 30-second timeout. Spring Lake Park. Both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining. So 1:57. As we'll take a look at some of the upcoming schedules here, as they've got Champlain Park coming up on Friday, and then Coon Rapids, Elk River, Maple Grove. A chance for some winnable games, certainly for Spring Lake Park on that upcoming schedule. Coon Rapids struggling a bit, Elk River as well. Osseo is not the same Osseo team that we've known from the last several years, and so some opportunities there for sure for the Panthers. And then for Centennial, they're at Andover on Friday. That's a team that They have been close, it seems like every time they play. They are right with them. And then they get a matchup with a very good Anoka team, and then Armstrong and Duluth East back-to-back on the road. Also some winnable games there for Centennial if they play their basketball. They play well. Both of these teams have opportunities to climb those ranks here in the middle goings. Right now we've got this one in doubt as the ball is loose on the ground, and Hansen forces the turnover. Centennial has been in this spot all game long, it seems. Can they take advantage?
Yep, every possession matters.
Here's Dreesen driving in and scoring the basket. And we're all tied at 62. Just the second tie of the game. 26 and 62, the inverted numbers. And the pass for Byron the other way, and he scores.
Byron not folding under pressure.
1:17 to go. 64-62. Inside to Hansen. He'll go in. Can't finish, but he gets the rebound and scores. Tristan Hansen's been there all night. And another tie at 64. 1 minute to go here in regulation. As Eagle with the basketball. Looking for the seam, he'll go in, and Binder got a piece of it. Carlvin's got it. Off to Dreesen. Driving in, pulling up, and cannot finish. 41 seconds to go. There is a 6-second differential, 7 seconds on the game clock and the shot clock. Spencer lobbing it in, and a timeout is called. Both are fulls for Spring Lake Park, so this will be a full timeout. As we've got a great finish coming up for you here on North Metro TV, 64 apiece. Centennial has been there all game long. There's a few times where Spring Lake Park's been able to extend it into double figures, but they've both been met by long Centennial runs. As you take a look here, this is the second tie of the game where Hansen missed it, got the rebound after Binder tipped it out, and he was able to put it back in to tie the game.
Yep, rebounds have been a topic of discussion with Centennial. They've been dominant, especially offensively. And how about them not derailing from attacking the paint?
Yeah. So if you're, first off, if you are Spring Lake Park, what's your mindset here? You've got a 7-second differential. So what type of offense are you trying to look for here?
Every every possession matters, rather. It's very crucial who you put the ball in the hands with, and Myron has to be that guy.
He's got 16 in the second half, 24 overall. Meanwhile, for Centennial defensively, obviously you're trying to get a stop, but aggressiveness, I mean, the opportunities have been there for Spring Lake Park inside, but they've also been able to do some things outside, so it's kind of a pick your poison situation.
Right. Playing physical, for me, is very important, especially when you got Myron, who has impeccable confidence. He's going to launch it from anywhere he feels comfortable.
Eagle will be the inbounder as he gives it off to Jepson. Spencer with the basketball now. And now Nelson. Byron's the fifth. He touches it. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He's double teamed out there as Eagle's got it. Now back out the far side as Jepson gets it to go. 7 seconds to go. Aaron Jepson scores the basketball, 66-64. 7.5 seconds to go here in this one. And Centennial will call the timeout. As you can see, you're trying to lock down some of the players that we've been talking about, the Myrons, the Eagles, and then here comes Jepson. And he had just enough room to get one off, and they have the lead at 66-64.
Yep, can't forget the supporting cast, but that one looked like a split decision kind of play.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the one that was drawn up at the end, but it works out for Spring Lake Park. They have a 2-point lead, 7.5 seconds to go. Centennial with the basketball. They'll have to inbound it from their own baseline underneath the Spring Lake Park basket. They do have one timeout remaining, a 30-second timeout. Spring Lake Park also with one timeout remaining, and Spring Lake Park has the arrow, so if there's a held ball, the basketball would go back to Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, interesting to see what happens. Dreesen, you know, he's been hot and cold, so as a team leading scorer, that's kind of what you want the ball, you know, to be with, but
Centennial with only 4 fouls. Spring Lake Park with 6. So if they commit a foul here, it would be a 1-and-1 opportunity as well for Centennial. Carlvin, Johnson, Dreesen, Binder, and Hansen will be the 5 on the floor for Centennial. The starting 5 on the floor at the end. 7.5 seconds to go. Here comes Dreesen. 5 seconds to go. He's fouled by Myron. Ooh. Myron went for the steal. And with 4.2 seconds to go, they're going to put Dreesen on the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. A chance to tie the game. That's Myron's 4th foul. So Dreesen and Myron both with 4. And he just reached around and caught more body than ball. And this is a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Mistake you don't want to make in this situation.
First one is good. We might have a timeout here. Icing the kicker, as you will.
Now all the pressure's on Dreesen, and like you said, he was cold in the first half, but has come alive in the second.
No points in the first half, 14 in the second. He'll have a chance to tie the game. And again, if he makes the second shot, just kind of setting the lay of the land, Centennial's only got 4 fouls. So they could theoretically, with 4.8 seconds to go, I believe, 4.2 seconds to go rather, it could be a potential fouling situation where you don't allow Spring Lake Park to get the any sort of a shot off, or a good shot. That could be an option. But you got to make the free throw first.
Very true. If I'm the Panthers, Myron's my guy. Get in the ball and see what happens.
And you can see for Centennial, that was the plan all along with Dreesen as well.
Yep.
Get him the ball, let him create, and take your chances with him. It's been a good one all night. Spring Lake Park has led throughout. Centennial has never led in this game. Spring Lake Park got the first bucket of the game and has never looked back. They've led by as many as 11. We've had 3 ties in the game, 26, 62, and 64. So Spring Lake Park has controlled it in the sense that they've led on the scoreboard all way, but it's been a close, good matchup.
You know, I can't help but chuckle. You know, interim coach McCabe, his first game, and now was down to the wire. Keeping him on his toes.
That's right. Leave him for the stressful situations here. Like free throw to tie here for Dreesen. 4.2 seconds to go. And the rebound is to Binder. He throws it back up. It's no good. And that will be all she wrote as the ball thrown in the air. Centennial had a chance with the free throw, had a chance on the rebound. Binder left it short, and Centennial falling at home tonight by a final score of 66-65. We'll take a break. We'll have Malik Mitchell with some post-game interviews after this. You're watching high school basketball on North Metro TV.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Cat Classic in the latest edition between the Spring Lake Park Panthers and the Centennial Cougars goes the way of the Panthers tonight, 66-65, as we'll send it down to court side where Malik Mitchell is standing by with Nolan Myron.
I'm here in the court with Nolan Myron. Sorry about that. 22 points here in this showdown. What are your initial thoughts in this close game?
Oh, we came together collectively. We outfought them, and we just came together.
Yep. Coming into this matchup on a 3-game losing streak, you came out hot with a pair of threes. What got you going?
We just needed to do better. We knew we could have beat every team. We weren't playing defense well. We just had to do better.
Yep. You and this squad last year, you guys suffered a loss last year in the same gymnasium. Did you cater or contribute to that going into this matchup?
Not really, no. I wasn't really a part of that, but we knew we had to get back at them for last year.
Okay. And then coming into those last seconds, you drawing that foul. What was your mindset around that time?
I was just trying to get the steal, but it ended up being a foul, which is fine because you missed the last free throw. Going
forward, picking up this dub, what's the mindset going forward?
We just got to keep doing this. We got to play better, keep getting better as a team.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
SOP takes this matchup 66-65. For my co-partner, Nick Walsh, I'm Malik Mitchell. We'll catch you guys next time on North Metro TV.